Now, like I say, I don't normally do that much conduit work, but one step forward, three backwards, as usual. Do not follow the line of the, I think they're called perps. So you industrial boys will be laughing at me right now, and I get it. I understand, I get you. And I thought I'll just share this intimate moment we have. Yo, morning, welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be doing some galvanized conduit work for the world's smallest but fanciest office. If you are new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed and joined this amazing electrical community where we shared hints, tips and tricks all along the way, then what are you waiting for? Link is in the corner, turn your notifications on, and let's get into the video. So as part of this job, we were doing a garage conversion here, which there's previous videos on all of that. But this was almost like a bit of a pop-up job that happened. And to say this is over-spec'd is an understatement. And it's done that well that the customer has now decided that it's too good to be a little storeroom. So he's now decided this is going to be where he works. So in here, so all the walls are fully insulated, the roof's all fully insulated. It was supposed to be, like I say, just a little storeroom, and it has evolved. So even the concrete flooring down here is insulated. So it blows my mind. But, so the client's plan is, he's going to be working like this, against the back wall, and today we're going to be getting on with putting all the power in, and he's gone for something a little bit unique, and I absolutely love that because we have got a faced brick wall, face wall, you know what I mean. So he's decided to go for some galvanized conduit work on here, which is not that usual in a domestic property. So if you don't know what that is, we're going to be fitting bits like this to that wall and making it look very, very industrial. So let's go through the plan. Down here, I've already drilled through from the inside. So we've got the ring main that's on the other side, ring final if you want to be really, really fussy. So I've already drilled all the way through. So the client wants a double socket down here. And then we're going to downgrade the lighting circuit via this switch spur. We're going to shoot some conduit across the wall down here, and then the customer's now just added on this morning, he wants an additional socket a little bit further down, and then it's going to come up onto the ceiling, and the light switch is going to be going across the ceiling and then down, because he wants the light switch around about here somewhere. So just as you come in, so this door is going to be opening this way. So he's trying to make it work in such a way that it's quite neat. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. And then each one of these bays, so there's 3 bays, he's going to be getting some form of like cage light. I said a bit more of an industrial sort of vibe in here, which is what I think will work really well. So first things first, like I say, we need to drill through, which we've done, because without that, we have no idea where we're starting. So I'm going to get that double socket all mounted up, we'll get that opened, and then we'll start making our plans. Plans? Can't talk today. The other thing, we are going to have to be using the benders. So the benders are going to have to be used. There's going to be tap and dies going on here. So I'll go through all the process with all that. But it's beautiful sunshine, which is absolutely amazing. And yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, the weather stays good for us. Okay, so we've got the double socket mounted up and then the fuse spur. Now, I've tightened up the bushes, and by doing that, what I've done is I've got one of these, which is, I think it's called a brocket, I think, something like that. And I've just whacked it in my angle drill bit and tighten those up. So that essentially would go in there and tighten those up, which is great. So now we've got our center point, which is going to come up. And that is going to then lead up to the top, which is obviously up here. Now, it's important to note that do not follow the line of the, I think they're called perps with the bricks, which is these bits. I think they're perps, I think. So if Sean was here, he'd tell me. But so if you look down the line, I'll see if I can do this with the camera. So look how unstraight they are all the way down. And also the wall going along here has got a huge belly in it as well. So we're going to hopefully, so you might just about to tell from the trim at the end there is a huge belly in around this section here. So yeah, so now we're coming on to how do we figure out the angle of this roof, which will then correlate to the angle of the bend, which is what we need to do right now. And I'm going to show you. Okay, so you're going to need one of these. So for this is made by Holterforce, it is. So it is essentially a square, but on here, so you've got a load of angles all the way through. So what you're going to need to do is go up to your flat edge of the brick wall, bring your adjustable piece up to the top, making sure that is nice and tight. Bring that down, and on your angle finder it will tell you, and I have got a 15-degree pitch, which will mean when I'm doing my bending out there, I've got another little tool for you to make sure that we can get the right angle. So let's jump outside and start doing some bending. Okay, so we're at our benders. I think they're called, I can't remember what they're called actually. Whatever, benders. So we've got our angle finder from Klein. And what that is magnetic. We've got a Steve Vermerio. He is here. Look. Hello, he is getting on with putting the door in as we speak, because we never like to be too far apart as usual. So what we're going to do is going to put that onto the pipe, reset that 0, and then we can bend that round to the 15 degrees. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that should mean it'll be a perfect bend every single time. Now I've just noticed some of the bits on this, because I don't use it that often, is falling to bits and I've lost the end, so I'm hoping that's just fell out in the van, else that'll be very annoying. So let's get that in the kit and do some bending. Okay, so I was being really thick, and obviously the pitch of the roof is 15 degrees, but I need a 75-degree bend to go up and across, which is what this now is. I'm going to bring that round, so hopefully you can see this. So that is now saying 76.2, but when you take the pressure off, it will go down to 75 degrees. Fingers crossed, should be exactly where we need it. So I will have to recut this, because that's going to be too far projected forward, I would say, for the length that we need from there. So now I need to measure from the fused connection unit up to the top of the roof where it needs to be, and cut that off. Okay, so as you've just seen, I've now cut a new thread onto this end. So what we're now going to do is actually go on to all the cutting process. So I've cut the tube to length, so I need 230 mil for this. We've used a bit of oil, which will help it do the cutting. There is proper cutting oil you can get, but we haven't got that. So the idea is that you do a few turns, and then you go backwards to clean the threads, and then go again. Now what I like to do is, once you've cut the thread and the end of the pipe, the tube actually comes flush with the end, it's more than enough, I find, to do the job. And we'll bring you in a little bit closer to have a look. So another couple of turns and we'll be done. So as you can see here, the tube has come right flat to the end, and that is plenty good enough. So we'll take that off without dropping it on the floor, hopefully. There you go. And then that will give you the thread like that, which will be more than enough. So in here we've got an end box that's going on, because I spoke to the customer and he hasn't got the lights ordered yet. They're not turned up one way or another. I haven't got them. So we're going to put our end box on, and then that essentially is going to fit up here, and then that'll be in the centre by the time that's all screwed in. Be in the centre. Now it is hard work, I'm going to be honest, doing all the galv stuff. So I think what I'm going to have to do now is looking at this, because I've been an idiot. I don't really do the galvanised conduit stuff hardly ever, in fairness. It doesn't really happen in domestic. So you industrial boys will be laughing at me right now, and I get it. I understand, I get you. So I'm going to have to loosen that off, I think, to get that tightened up onto there. So 1 step forward, 3 backwards, as usual. So we are obviously in the world's smallest office, and that guy is fitting a door as well, just for good measure. So he's just chiseling out the lock mechanism and having a wonderful time doing it, trapped in here. And it's not annoying either, having to, you know, hang on a minute mate, I need to go in and out to do all the threading for the bars.
Not annoying at all?
No, it doesn't wear thin at all. So I'm going to take this moment, drink my tea. And on that note, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. Link is in the corner. And join the process of me and him annoying each other while we're on site. I wonder who's going to win. The guy with the sharp, pointy tool, or the guy with a cup of tea?
Boiling hot though.
It is roasting.
Could just go for a in the face.
I've done that. No, I haven't done that before.
No, he's never done that.
No, never done that. Okay. So I'll quickly gauge you through all this at the minute. So you are now stuck on the upright galvanised conduit. Now it takes obviously a lot of work to do this, which is what the client knows, but it does look really cool in fairness. I like it. So the next stage is I need to literally be where Steve is. So we've now got a through box which is going to go up on that last bay, because we've got this is the centre one. So the through box is going to go up there in the centre, and the idea is on these he's going to have like a cage light, but he hasn't got those at the minute, the client. On this through box it's going to come through, and then it's going to drop down into the switch down on that side, because the client wanted the door to open into the room that way. So we're going to do it over here, and then just roughly around this area there's going to be another double socket down here. So I'm not going to be able to energise all the lights today because obviously I haven't got them. So that's going to be a little bit frustrating, but the sockets we can get on and live the dream. So Steve is having a wonderful time, and I thought I would just share this intimate moment we have. Hey Stevie.
That's right.
You done yet? Jesus. Like I say, did I say we were advertising for a chippy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which we genuinely are, so, you know. This is why, because he stands in my bloody way.
Well, you got to be as a little bit better than that, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, spot on. You want to be a desk jockey now anyway, don't you? Desk jockey, that's what he wants to do. Yeah. I know you live in the dream doing that. So yeah, so obviously this will be, within a blink of an eye, we'll be back. I know. So we've now got all the first fix done for all the conduit. So it's all the way run up there. runs across down into my light switch, which is going to be on this point. So we've got a double socket down there leading through, which we're going to extend the ring into here. Got a downgrade for the lights that are going to pop up into this point. So it's going to come back, track down there, feed off to where Steve is. So we're going to come across to that one, and then down to there, and then down to the switch. And then this guy can carry on with getting the hinges all cut in. No, locks cut in.
Hinges are on, mate.
Hinges are on, doors are on. It's been a long day. We're trapped in a confined space. I'd be no good in solitary. No good at all. Right, carry on. So as you've just seen, I've just used the drawstring to go through all the conduit there. Sometimes when it's a shorter run, what I tend to do is, if you look on what I normally do here, so if you shorten it up, tape those bits together, and then if you fold that over like that to create like a soft edge, like that, as you push it, it'll actually jump over the bush itself, and you can feed that in, so that works. But obviously on a longer run, you need to use the drawstring. Now, like I say, I don't normally do that much conduit work, but in fairness, I think this has come out really well, and it will be a smart little office. It'll be an amazing little office, in fairness. So the client, you might be thinking, oh, how's he going to get on with heating and stuff like that? He's going to put a little plug-in heater and stuff like that in here. But like I say, I'm not going to have to go too much further because he hasn't got the lights, so I can't second fix anything, which is really frustrating. But we are where we are, and to be honest, like I said, the conduit takes an absolute lifetime to sort out. Now, earthing, so we need to earth the actual conduit itself. So in the back boxes, so all the end boxes and things like that, we're going to earth those. So then that takes care of that, because this obviously is a metal conductor, so it needs to be earthed. So we'll be making up loads of little flying leads and using some eyelets, obviously then fixing those on and then joining that into the electrical installation. So all that's left for me to do really is I can put a couple of Wagos on down that end, because we've brought our permanent feed up to there, and then our switch line goes all the way through and down to this one. So yeah, good going, I think. Like I say, I've really enjoyed it, not as much as it might seem, but I have really enjoyed it, and I think the outcome at the end of it will look spectacular. Okay, so we're on to the earthing sort of arrangements now. So because obviously I've got quite a bit of excess going on with it, so all you need is a crimp eyelet like that. Get that on there. Where's that not going on? The joys. Get some crimps. And there you go, and you've got one flying lead made up. Now, I don't know about the lights and stuff what have been, what are going to be installed. So I effectively need to make quite a few of these and then screw them up into the conduit. So on this first port, we're just going to fix that up. And then that's now earthed. The box now, do I need to do every one? Probably not, but what I'm going to do is on every light point, I'm going to do it. It's not like really I'd need to do it on every single one of these. I think that's a little bit overkill. Probably get away with just the one, in fairness, because obviously it's all continuous path. There's no interruptions. It is all metal galvanized. So at the very start of the video, I got all my angles sort of mixed up. So this was 105mm, so this angle here that I needed to bend it to, not 75. This was 75, this side. So I got my angles mixed up. I'll hold my hands up, you know, real world channel and all that, and it happens. So, but I did sort it all out. So, like I said, I've enjoyed it and it's good and it will look really smart once it's done, but it takes ages. And this is what I said to the client. It's not normal for, you know, normal domestic properties. You don't normally have all the galv stuff. Doesn't normally happen. So, you know, it's nice to do it from time to time, but would I want to do it every day? No, I would not. It would drive me insane. So while I'm getting on with sorting all this earthing out, why don't you do me an absolute solid if you haven't yet done it? Why don't you subscribe to the channel? Come on, it's free. And like I say, we're giving away loads of hints and tips for free. So at least you can do is subscribe to the channel and help it grow. All right? Right. Anyway, thanks for doing it. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. And, you know, why don't you drop a comment below that you've just subbed? There's a thought. Okay, so we are done for today. That is it. We can't do any more. So I'm just going to point out how the customer's going to be doing the switching. So he's given me a toggle switch. Now I think what the plan is, so on here we've got the, I think he's going to put like a lid. I think that's the idea. He's going to go with a lid, drill that through, and then the idea is to fit that inside there, which would look quite cool. Very much more of the industrial old school look. So as the bends go, so I'm actually really happy with that. So the bends worked out really, really well. Again, by using the digital angle finder has made a massive, massive difference. So what I've done is I've managed to get the double socket all done down here, second fixed, the switch spur down that end, but this end, I've not been able to do it because, like I say, I'm extending the ring. The ring's going to be extended and I don't really want to leave any potential risk moving forward. Now, obviously I'm going to have to come back to do the second fix for the lights and make sure, so on that note, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, turn your notifications on, because then you'll get a little notification when we drop the video for the second part of this one, and then we'll go through fitting of these, making of that, and also the testing procedure that we're going to go through. But overall, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and we will see you on the next one.